Good afternoon to everyone attending today's public hearing held by Panel B of the Prosecutor Vetting Commission. I am Virginia Moraro, chair of the panel, and I hereby declare this hearing open. The Prosecutor Vetting Commission was established and exercises its powers in accordance with the provisions of the law number 252, passed by the Parliament in 2023 on the external evaluation of judges and prosecutors and amending certain regulatory acts. This law expressly states that this Commission shall assess the ethical and financial integrity of prosecutors who are referred to in Article 3, Paragraph 1 of the law and are designated as subjects of the assessment. The panel carrying out this hearing consists of 3 members and was established to assess the subjects in accordance with the provisions of Article 15 of the Law 252 on the 31st of May 2024. I am joined in this hearing by members of the panel B, Corneliu Bidinsky, national member of the Prosecutor Vetting Commission, and Irmantas Micheliunas, international member, connected via video conferencing system. The subject of today's hearing is Prosecutor Alexandru Cernei, prosecutor in the Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office, subject to the assessment in accordance with Article 3, Paragraph 1, Subparagraph E, and Paragraph 3 of the Law 252. Good afternoon, Prosecutor Cernei, and welcome. Good afternoon. Good to be here. This hearing is being held in accordance with Article 16 of the aforementioned law and Article 30 of the Commission's Rules of Procedure approved under the Law number 252. Both during the evaluation process and at today's meeting, the panel was and is assisted by members of the Secretariat. The hearing is held in open session and is accessible to the public and the media. Also, there is simultaneous interpretation into Romanian and English, and for this reason, I would like to ask all speakers to take turns when given the floor and speak clearly and slowly to allow for accurate interpretation. To ensure the transparency of the prosecutor's evaluation process in accordance with the provisions of Article 16, paragraphs 3 and 4 of the Law 252, the hearing is audio and video recorded, and the video recordings shall be posted on the official website of the Commission within no more than 3 days from today, the day of the hearing. Mr. Cernei, at the end of this hearing, you will be given the opportunity to make a brief closing statement, that is, if you will be willing to. Note that today's hearing is part of the re-evaluation process concerning Prosecutor Cernei, conducted pursuant to Article 18, Paragraph 3, Subparagraph B of the Law number 252. I will begin with a brief recap of the evaluation and re-evaluation process of Prosecutor Cernei. The Commission initiated the evaluation of the subject on the 24th of May 2024 by notifying and requesting the completion and submission to the Commission of a declaration of assets and personal interests for the last 5 years, including a list of close persons working in the judiciary, the prosecution system, and the civil service, as well as a questionnaire on ethical integrity, as provided for in Article 12, paragraphs 3 and 4 of the Law 252. Mr. Cernei, you submitted the requested documents to the Commission. They were filled out with all of the annexes on June the 6th, 2024. Also, pursuant to Article 12, Paragraph 5 of the Law 252, by submitting the above-mentioned declarations and questionnaire, the subject of the evaluation thus declares under their own responsibility that the information provided is accurate and complete and consents to the processing of their personal data. Following the random distribution of the evaluation file on the subject among the evaluation panels in accordance with the procedure set out in Article 17 of the Rules of Procedure of the Commission, the file of Alexandru Cernei was distributed to Panel B. On the 16th of August 2024, Mr. Cernei was informed by email of this fact, including of his right to seek the recusal of members under the conditions set out in Article 10 of the Commission's Rules of Procedure. Mr. Cernei did not request the recusal of any member of the Commission during the evaluation. evaluation, and you did not file such applications for the re-evaluation part as well. During the evaluation, the panel collected information on the subject and persons close to the subject in order to establish the subject's compliance with the ethical and financial integrity criteria as set out in Article 11 of the Law 252. And thus, the panel obtained information from several sources, such as the National Integrity Authority, the State Tax Service, the General Inspectorate of the Border Police, the Prosecutor General's Office, Superior Council of Prosecutors, the Customs Service, and other authorities and public and private entities, including financial institutions and open sources. The panel analyzed and evaluated the information that was collected in terms of accuracy and relevance for the evaluation of the subject. With regard to the issues or ambiguities identified during the evaluation process based on the information collected, as mentioned above, the panel asked some follow-up and clarification questions and requested some additional information and supporting documentation through 3 rounds of questions sent between December 2024 and May 2025, and the subject responded in a timely manner and submitted all of the requested documentation. On the 5th of June 2025, the panel notified the subject that it had completed its assessment and identified doubts regarding the financial integrity, which were to be discussed at a hearing. On the 16th of June 2025, the Prosecutor Cernei participated in a public hearing held by the panel. On the 15th of July 2025, the Panel B approved the assessment report concerning Prosecutor Cernei, recommending that the subject pass the ethical and financial integrity evaluation. Then the report was sent, as provided by the Law 252, to the subject of the evaluation and to the Superior Council of Prosecutors. On the 18th of September 2025, the Superior Council of Prosecutors sent the Commission its recent decision of 12 October 2025, rejecting assessment report number 4 of 15 July 2025, issued by Panel B with regards to Prosecutor Cernei, and ordered the resuming of the assessment of the latter. I must note that, in accordance with the provisions of the Law 252 and Commission's Rules of Procedure, between October 2025 and February 2026, the panel conducted a resumed evaluation of the subject. It collected additional information and data from public and private authorities and entities. It sent the subject 2 rounds of clarification questions, to which the subject responded in a timely manner and submitted supporting documentation. In accordance with Article 16, Paragraph 1 of the law and Article 28, Paragraph 2 of the Commission's Rules of Procedure, if, based on the information collected by the panel and verified by the latter, if the panel has no doubts as to the subject's compliance with the integrity criteria, the panel or the Commission shall send the subject a written notice and will establish a hearing within 10 days at most from the day of notification. So at least 10 days from the date of notification, of having notified the subject. Then the subject can decide as to whether to participate or otherwise in the planned hearing. If there is no new information, then the panel or the Commission shall adopt an evaluation report with a recommendation for passing. And in this regard, on the 27th of February this year, the panel notified the subject that it had completed the resumed evaluation ordered by the Superior Council of Prosecutors by its decision of 12 September 2025, and had not identified any doubts regarding the ethical and financial integrity as per the criteria set out in Article 11 of the Law 252, which would also be discussed at the hearing. And at the same time, it invited the subject to participate in a public hearing. Mr. Cernei, you confirmed having received that notice on that date, and you confirmed you would participate in the hearing, and you've asked for access to the evaluation materials for the resumed evaluation. On the 2nd of March, the Secretariat presented and shared with you the case file materials for the resumed evaluation in line with Article 28, Paragraph 4 of the Commission's Rules of Procedure. Now, Mr. Cernei, considering the aforementioned, I would like to ask you now a rather general question. Would you like to make any additions or corrections to the answers or information previously presented to the panel during the question rounds or to the documents presented as part of the resumed evaluation? Nothing to add. Thank you. I would like to thank you too for your answer. And now, having said that, we would like to let you know that the resumed evaluation concerning you has come to an end. The panel will deliberate and issue a report on the resumed evaluation concerning you within and by the deadline set out in the Law 252, 30 working days at most, and that will be shared with you and the Superior Council of Prosecutors as per the procedure set out in the aforementioned law. I'd like to thank you for participation in the evaluation process, including the resumed evaluation, and I would like to thank you for attending this hearing today, and we would wish you the best of luck. If there's anything you'd like to say. Well, I hope this will indeed be a genuine closing statement coming from me. And I would like to say that although I was not happy about the extension of the assessment process for about half a year, I still believe that this was an opportunity in order to address the lack of clarity that served as a basis for the rejection of the initial evaluation report that was actually establishing that I was going to pass the evaluation. On this note, I would like to thank the Commission for the additional work it carried out in order to clarify objectively the raised circumstances. Likewise, as with the initial evaluation procedure, I did my best to be transparent and to respond swiftly to the requirements, to the requests of the Commission. I would also like to thank everyone who supported me throughout this lengthy process, to thank all of those who trusted me, who encouraged me to go through this quite complex and difficult experience. And now, in the end, I would like to encourage my other colleagues to not give up and to keep going forward through the evaluation process, because indeed, even if it's going to be 2 years since this procedure was initiated, still there is an end to that, and I wish everyone success. Thank you, and thank you for being patient and for all the clarifications you indeed provided. That was very thorough and detailed with documentation to cast away the uncertainties raised by the Superior Council of Prosecutors. And indeed, we wish you all the best. I would like to thank all participants in this hearing. I'd like to thank the interpreters, and thus this hearing is closed.